Hello, hi, welcome, and thank you so much for being here today. I appreciate you joining me. We're gonna dive on in and get a little clarity. This reading is going to be kind of specific. It's for those of you that are thinking about a certain person, confused, concerned, curious. And if that doesn't feel like it's your reading, feel free to click off. Every day, I just go with what I feel called to do that would be the most helpful message for the collective that's watching this. So use your own discernment. If it doesn't feel like it's your message, your situation, don't force it to fit. It's for somebody else. And always trust and use that divine inner guidance that is in you. Try to make balanced decisions between logic and intuition so that your decisions are sound and based in love and for the highest, greatest good of everyone. So we're all uplifted in love. Let's begin. Let's see what God, Source, Holy Spirit, Place Consciousness, our higher selves, angels, and energies of love have for the highest, greatest good of all. I have found that this particular deck is so large for me. The best way for me to pull these cards is to split the deck in half. So let's get a couple of opening messages that would be helpful for you to know currently at this time. Any messages that come through are from your person's higher self, for you to know to be helpful for you right now. So what is the first message helpful for the collective watching this reading to know about the particular person they are thinking about? What is the first message or overall energy of the collective's person? Of course. So many of you that are here, maybe you're curious about this. Maybe you don't believe in the label, but you do know that there is something that is not comparable with a certain person in your life. The dynamic is different. It's about the way you resonate together. That's the most different. It's about how you spiritually grow because of meeting one another. But it's like the entwining of your energy is like a force field. It's like a universe that explodes because your vibration is such a perfect match that it is unmatched. This person is unmatched from anyone you will ever meet in your life. It's just that kind of different spiritual, divine union dynamic. And this is something that it's probably confusing the shit out of you if you are on a twin flame journey. And I am probably the weirdest one to give these messages because I don't like the label. But the energy is something that is unfathomable. I can't even speak. I'm getting all tongue twisted right now. Uncomparable, unbelievable, undeniable, and divinely protected. It's also something that probably most people would like to have, but the percentage of people that are actually in this is very, very tiny. It's a very, very small group compared to the population of Earth. I do believe it is getting bigger because of the times that we are in. But if this really resonates in your soul and this is your journey, it's going to resonate. And it's different than just an obsession. It's different than a soulmate, which is also a beautiful dynamic. And whoever is here watching this, it just keeps coming through. That was the first card that jumped out. So maybe for some of you, you don't care about the label. You unconditionally and will forever love this person, want the best for them, want them to be happy. They would want the same for you. It would be something that's a connection that can't really be severed. It's just always entwined. It also stems across timelessness. It doesn't go anywhere. Even if a couple of months, a couple of years, a couple of days feels like it's forever if you are disconnected from that person. But the biggest core lesson is self-love of each individual and spiritual elevation that happens individually and together. They know this is a once-in-a-lifetime type of love, and you feel like you're home. That's what it feels like. It feels like you're just home. It feels like heaven. It feels like where you're supposed to be. And you are one. And yet you're individual. So, all right, let's see what's going on, guys. All right, what else would be, well, you know what? Before I even pull these, interestingly enough, I just got this deck of tarot cards recently, and it's actually called the Twin Flame Awakened Path Tarot. So let's see what the current situation is for most of you right now. Perhaps some of you are even connecting to someone, whether you are together, you're in communication, you're not in communication. There could be somebody who is researching why you are different and how they feel different with you than anyone else. And maybe they're coming across some of this twin flame information stuff, but it's just information. You know, you can hear about people's personal journeys, but this, the answer here is it's your personal journey, if that's the journey you're on. It's the personal dynamic you have with your soul, your higher self. It's a connection across lifetimes, future and past. It's the direct connection you have to this earth, this world, this reality, and your spirit, God, source, the universe, the ether, prana, chi, energy, all of that. And it's the direct connection you and this individual have with each other. The big special soul entwined lesson you are supposed to learn and get to if you're here in the same lifetime together. It is very rare, it's very special. So ultimately, I try to take that message and place you back in the driver's seat of your own particular situation. Just be in the journey, whatever page you're on. Be on that beautiful healing journey, you know, inside yourself. And if you get to ground that journey here, which if this is coming through, it is meant to happen. It will happen. Because it's signed up on a soul-to-soul contract dynamic. But it's a journey, so your specific journey is yours. And this person's. So that being said, sometimes with this, it's easy to get obsessed or be so confused that you just want to know why. You just want an answer. But sometimes the best thing, if you are here, is put it away a little bit. Bring that focus and that attention, especially if you're in separation right now, back on you. Filling up your own cup. What are your own personal dreams? What are the things you've always wanted to do in this lifetime? Take one step towards that joy, towards that excitement, towards that enthusiasm that sparks your soul. Because if this is a meeting that's already happened, your soul's already been sparkled. And if this is not in your life, or you've had other partnerships that were almost like a preparation phase to get you in the right vibration, I still think that some of you are going to maybe a little down the line in the future. Even though time doesn't really exist, the future is the past is the now. All you really have is the now. So that's where you need to focus. But I do feel like some of you are being prepared. Oh, that message. Okay. Tell us about the twin flame, please and thank you. That something's going to happen really fast. It's like you're opposite and the same. You each have your own lane, but you're on the same parallel journey together. Maybe one is slightly behind, maybe one is catching up, but you're meant to be side by side. The Eight of Wands is something that happens really, really fast, all of a sudden. I mean, that's probably what happens as soon as you and this person, whoever that is, come together. It's like time just melted. It's where something suddenly has progress. It's also where this connection suddenly makes your life progress, catapult forward. This could be where somebody does have to make a quick decision. Upside down, I see it as like the deer in headlights. So much is happening. You just kind of freeze. You don't know what to do. I feel like if there was a freeze, the freeze is over and something is melting. Why is the Eight of Wands coming through? These flip fast because that's your destiny. Because it's the Wheel of Fortune. It's written in the stars. It's meant to be. It's divinely protected. And it has to do with free will. But even with that energy of free will, which we are gifted here to have, when it's that soul, deep calling, knowing, even if your mind resists something, or you choose to go off path, or a totally opposite direction, there's always going to be something that brings it back around. It's fate. It's positive changes in your life, cycles and changes. So something is going to change. If you feel like you're at a weird position on this Wheel of Fortune, sometimes you need to get a little stuckaroo. Sometimes you have to get really stuck and go through the dark night of the soul to really focus, look at, face those shadow sides of us so they can be healed. So they're not keeping you stagnant or stuck in any kind of karmic cycle or pattern, or even part of that old you that is not supposed to be part of who you are becoming. All the potential that you do have. Sometimes you feel like on that wheel, you're holding on for dear life on the side, or you get thrown off. So when this wheel spins, the best thing is to find your center. Be grounded, but be that bridge between heaven and earth. As without, so within. As within, so without. It's also where it almost looks like measurements. And with this spiral kind of energy, it looks like it's propelling with movement forward, not just going around and around and around like a broken record. So if anything was going around and around and somebody wasn't elevating or learning or being in deep self-awareness of one's own actions, inactions, what they said, what they didn't say, beautiful seeds they want to keep, and things that need to be left in the past, that lesson has to be felt and embodied and heard and listened to for this to really start spinning forward with a huge, projection, momentum. I should have known when I felt it was a person reading that this is going to be what came through. So let's give these another shuffle. Let's go back to this half of the divine truth and get you a deeper message. What would be helpful for you to know? Please and thank you. That you're protected. that you probably have something so unusual, so special, so desired amongst many that they don't have. That's why you are protected. If you had a big shut door or a big old blockaroo, that was because it was God protecting you so that it comes in the right timing. If you have shade being projected at you, that's just somebody else's shady energy trying to project whatever they're not dealing with inside of themselves or what they desire that is out there. And whoever is looking at somebody with that jelly energy, with envy, with negativity, then that's their vibration. This is not something for you to worry about. You are protected. So this is somebody else's own karmic lesson to go through and to learn. And if somebody is so overly focused on what someone else has and desiring that, because this is just meant to be. There's nothing that can really come in and wedge in between that. There can be a lesson and somebody going off the side path to possibly see how one dynamic is just not even comparable to another. But if this is somebody that somebody selfishly desires, that's a selfish vibration and energy. And that's a whole different kind of lesson that somebody will be going through. And that's not yours. This is unconditional love. This is more of a manipulation, jealous, selfish, low vibration, attachment, karmic, and it just is a different lesson. You still have to look at this person's situation through the eyes of love. You get to choose to look at that person with compassion and understanding, empathy, and no matter what shade somebody would want to place on someone else or place on a particular partnership, that shade can't penetrate that kind of light, period. So it's not to be worried about, but if this is coming through, as the second card in this deck, it's so you have awareness that if you have a special partnership here, it's not going to be understood or understood by most of the people in society because they don't have anything like that to compare it to. So that's not the person to get your advice from or your information from or to even worry about at all. That's somebody on a totally different journey. All eyes are on you. There is jealousy, envy, negativity, and it's being thrown your way. Who cares? Anything being thrown your way, when you are protected in this vibration and knowing that you are protecting, not accepting anything to possibly penetrate it, it's all about belief. Nothing's going to get through. Nothing's going to throw you off your path or get in your way. And anything that's kind of I'm getting like a sourpuss or a sour seed that is tried to be planted is not going to have any growth. And anyone that has that negative energy ends up going through laws of the universe, their own karmic patterns that come back around until they learn that lesson. If not in this life, in another. Because that's how it flows. So since we're clarifying as we go, let's continue that. Let's ask about this. I feel like this is somebody that popped out next, or this is a group who wants attention. So I don't want to give it too much attention, but there's power in awareness. There's even more power when you have awareness of all the energies and you still choose high vibration. You choose to embody divinity. You choose to go towards the light. You choose to send love. You choose and know that what is meant for you is meant to be. And you choose love over fear, authenticity over artificiality. Tell us about this. Just let's get a little more. The world. Because there's a cycle that is complete. There's a karmic pattern that is no mas. There is a brand new, bright, and beautiful beginning and a whole, I just wanted to sing Aladdin, a whole new world. There's a whole new world ahead. And when your world changes, when your cycle is anew, when things start happening really fast, hang on, it's going to be a good ride. This is where somebody could have been holding on to energies they were used to because they didn't have anything to compare it to, like meeting you, or that's how you feel about meeting somebody else. This could be where there's the world of possibilities ahead of you. It's also where anybody that is overly focused on someone else needs to retreat, refocus that attention back into themselves so that their own blessings can come in, so that they are open to what the universe has that could be amazing and beautiful in a new world for them. But until they have inner awareness and take it away from what they don't have, or it only happened because of this, it's all out there, and all out there is really where somebody doesn't have control. So that could be somebody who feels out of control in their world because their world is changing. It's about connecting to one's inner world, and then the outer world changes. Completion, closing a cycle, and achievement. I see the world as a beautiful card. It's a big ass ending. It's definitely heading towards that leap of faith, the full and new beginning, going through that portal of protection with that wide-eyed wonder, like you don't know what could happen in this next cycle or in your life. But starting today, you're going to make sure it's amazeballs. Also starting today, it's having different awareness because of past cycles, what to do differently in your new chapter. For some of you, you could be connecting to someone in the world. For some of you, you might be worried about what the world will think, what will they say kind of energy. It doesn't matter, because the right vibrations are going to connect with you in your world. And naturally, the ones with the vibrations that do not match you anymore are going to eventually fall away. It's also possible that if your vibration is over here and so freaking dynamic and magnetic and magnificent, that alone is going to change the vibration of the world. That is part of what that dynamic is meant to do. It's that big. You can have thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of people here in that low vibration, and I think it'd probably only take one couple to make the vibration of the entire world better, because that energy of light is so much more powerful than that shade. So take a bow, or release, or let go, or embrace changes that are bound to come in. Because upside down, this is someone wanting to hold on to that old world, that old cycle, not wanting to change, resisting something. And to resist something makes it persist, makes it feel more tense, makes it feel more awkward, gets you more and more stuck because you're not going with that flow. You're going around and around and around in circles instead of growing, moving, changing, adapting, flowing, allowing. One more, just to make this even. I'm more organized for this reading. I like that. You have the King of Cups. So This could be who you're connecting to. The King of Cups follows his or her, but it's a masculine energy. It follows the heart, wants to feel something emotional, doesn't always show their hand or show their cards. You don't always know what they're feeling because the King of Cups lets it out only under the right circumstances to the right person or people. And this is somebody who knows that when you follow your heart, your brain catches up. This is also somebody that if this person was upside down and they are not following the truth of their heart and they're really like getting stuck in their emotions, not expressing their emotions, not accepting their emotions, or even their intuitive nature, because this is somebody who is generally pretty psychic, in tune with energies, in tune with vibrations. And if this King of Cups is sticking around to vibrations that don't match, where if they are elevating towards this destiny and spending time with vibrations that are always trying to shine their shade or hold them back or keep them stuck, this King of Cups is going to start to get really uncomfortable, start to question his or her own intuitive gifts and messages. And they're always going to feel out of balance. Upright, this is somebody who trusts what they don't always see, but what they can feel. Balance between head and heart. So maybe there's even somebody who has water and a little bit of water and a little bit of air in their chart. Because when there's that connection between the head and the heart, everything kind of falls into place. So I tried to grab like the bottom part of this. Let's get another message. What's another message for the collective? Please and thank you. Woo! I said all that stuff about a record going around and around. Oh, I just thought of that song. It's the funniest video ever. You spin me right round, baby, right round. I think the guy like twirls one of those flags like they have in in like the halftime show of High School Band. It's so awesome. Oh my gosh, if I'm gonna put that link in the description just so you see the weirdest music video ever. It's that you spin me right round, baby, right round like a record, baby. I think it's that song anyway. Somebody's dancing in love. It's not the same song over and over. It's an entire album and then a new album and then a symphony and an orchestra and a love song and then a sad song and a sassy song. It's where that vibration is right. The vibration is constant creativity. If somebody was keeping to themselves, there's somebody who's coming out of their shell. This could also be where somebody was a little bit of that caterpillar energy and had to go into the cocoon retreat, become a big old mucky mess of don't know what's happening until they emerge with these wings, with this freedom, because this energy is freedom. This is chains. Extroverted and dancing in love. So I am surrendering. That's that allowance. Even if it's, not this that we're talking about right now. And it's just things that you want to manifest and have and experience in your life. You have to envision, that the most beautiful positive outcome. Be there, feel it, put all the details on it, and then you forget about it. It's like a big old conundrum. It's like you have to like embody it and then totally forget about it and let it go. And that's when it has the room to work itself out. So this is somebody who's just surrendering, not trying to control a situation to turn out a certain way, to go according to their plan. you know, the 2-year plan, the 5-year plan, exactly what's going to happen in the next month. That's too logical. That's too stuck in a box. This is as big as the universe. It doesn't go in a box. This is something that just keeps ever flowing. I just thought of Everlong by Foo Fighters. Actually, the version of that's the, it's like, I want to say just like the ballad version. I guess it's live, is so beautiful. I actually didn't recognize how beautiful that song was until you hear sometimes like the slower version. I'm surrendering to the cadence of your soul and allowing us to dance in love. It's like I'm getting it's interesting because when I think about, I'm sorry, I'm gonna cover you up because you don't deserve any more attention right now. We're gonna go back to high vibration. The energy of the 4 of rods, which many people read as a twin flame energy. It's also that beautiful platform of spirit to build something beautiful upon. It's a marriage. It's that moment. It's the moments. It's the moments in your life you look back and you are just so friggin' grateful that you got to experience. So when that's upside down, that's sort of how I see it. The person that's at that dance and they see the love of their life or someone that they're just interested in or that moment there. And all they can think about is asking that person to dance. And then they just sit on the side like a little school dance on the side chairs and look at everybody else have fun and never get up and boogie. I know that's such a weird example, but that's like that's what I always see as the energetic example in my mind. Because you're too afraid of your left feet, you're too afraid of somebody saying no, or how people judge you, or how you're gonna look, or if you can do it, or blah, 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 blah. It's in your head and not in your heart, not in your spirit. Just get up and dance. Dance is one of the best ways, at least that I feel, because it's a lot like music, where you're not worried about missing a step. You're not really worried about that weird part. I just thought of Dirty Dancing when they do the lift. You can't get worried about the lift. It's just being in the exact moment you are on, and then the next moment, and the next moment. So much that you don't even recognize that there is a thing called time. You're just in the moment. It can totally release and change your vibration and your energy. I am surrendering to the cadence of your soul and allowing us to dance in love. And this extroverted energy, it looks like something is blossoming, moving towards you with, you got a lot of movement here, but this is somebody who had to gain their confidence, moving towards you with confidence and ready to show you how much they love you. The King of Cups definitely is somebody that would want to express their love to whoever it is they love, however their personal expression is. For some, you know, it's all that love language thing. For some, it's acts of service. For some, it's beautiful words. For some, maybe it's gifts. But however this particular person's personal way of expression is, I feel like there's something extra here. I feel like it's their personal expression, but there's something about, I'm even getting, if any of you do something online or you do something social media based, even if you put up like maybe travel pictures of yourself, or you have travel plans that you've spoken to with this person, they want to act upon those plans. They want to be in the experience, not just talk about it. They want to achieve the goals that you and them set into motion, or tried to and it got stalled. Like that spiritual gas tank ran out. I feel like this is also somebody who is watching through a different perspective to learn. Or if this is you, this is who you are observing, where maybe there's one person in particular that's a little bit of the extrovert naturally. they just kind of don't give a shit what anyone else thinks. That's sort of what I get with that person. Like, you know, whoever has their opinion over there, that doesn't really matter. I'm getting a little bit of high priestess kind of energy here, where, you know, they're kind of a little bit of the, you know, I want to see the oddball out, but they like being the oddball out because they don't want to be like everyone else. They want to be an individual. And I feel like whoever this is observing somebody else and learning how the other person shows and expresses love, their love language. And there's this beautiful combination back and forth of appreciation towards the differences of the other individual. So let's go back to this. What's another message on Eight of Wands, King of Cups, Wheel of Fortune in the world? 8, 10, 21. What else would be helpful to know? You got the Two of Cups. Well, you're not going to get a better explanation than that. I think the Two of Cups is, I don't know, I know it's a minor arcana and the Lovers is major, but I feel like there's more beauty in the Two of Cups because it doesn't feel like such a big choice. It's just a natural occurrence. It's just a natural connection. It's just not a big old choice that has to happen. It's just an is energy. It's more of a beautiful romance. It's a beautiful beginning. It is a soulmate energy. It is unity. It's a close bond. It's where two individuals want to put energy into their own cup and also put energy into somebody else's cup. It's a back and forth flow, not just a one-way, unrequited. You know, I don't know why I just heard discombobulated dynamic. Spiritual connection. I mean, that seems to be the theme of this reading today. So let's clarify the Two of Cups, please, and thank you. It's cool because I kind of saw before that this king probably had some air energy, but the signs don't really matter. It's more of the attributes. We all have such a complicated birth chart. It's more embodying the attributes of these particular personalities. So now you have this, it's kind of cool because they're opposite and yet they work. I feel like this is almost what the other is learning, or this is a back and forth energy, because this is somebody who's a little more soft. Even if they're really tough on the outside, this is somebody who has a very soft, kind, generous, you know, really, it's a giving heart. The Queen of Swords can also be that, but she's really independent. She's a little different. She's definitely the I don't give a shit what anyone else thinks kind of energy. The Queen of Swords is the one who actually feels a little constricted and uncomfortable if she doesn't have her own thing going on, at least a project or something that she is learning about. She really flourishes under that independent energy. But she also is amazing in a partnership because she doesn't put happiness or reliance or codependency on anyone else to do something for her. You know, she kind of speaks her truth. We will take a look at that upside down. The Queen of Swords upside down could be somebody who says all kinds of nasty things about somebody else or towards somebody else because her vibration is not being very loving towards herself. But when the Queen of Swords is upright, she's so intelligent. She's such a good communicator. She thinks outside the box. She sees something in a different way. She speaks and owns and lives her truth unapologetically. But yet she will be self-aware and have self-responsibility and apologize if she F's up. She's strong. She's not afraid to come clean or say, hey, yo, I kind of didn't handle that situation properly, so I'd like to express, you know, express my, I don't know why I just heard like an apology or something like that for something. She owns up to her mistakes. She also speaks on behalf of others that don't have the balls to speak on behalf of themselves. She's a clear communicator, and she knows how to adjust the way she speaks depending on whom she's speaking to, so it's heard. Independent, objective, truthful, cutthroat, honest and fair. She has that big ass sword. If she needs to cut some strings and attachments that don't feel right, she has no problem, conversation or not, cutting herself away from things she doesn't feel good around. But the Queen of Swords is also somebody that doesn't want to like beat around the bush or go around the world 80 times before they get to address the elephant in the room. The Queen of Swords would rather just know the truth so she can do her own thing than to, you know, keep walking on eggshells or be afraid that somebody's going to react a certain way. They react how they react. At least they know the truth, and now everyone knows where to go from there. You know, she's not for everyone, because some people need those little kid, what do they call it? Like little kid gloves. You might hurt their feelings. She doesn't want to hurt anyone's feelings, but sometimes hurting somebody's feelings is not just telling the truth. And that in the long run hurts somebody even more, especially if somebody was living in a lie or wearing a constant mask or being unauthentic. What's at the bottom? The Hermit. Now you have Earth. This is the Virgo. So now if you want to look at signs, it is Scorpio, Pisces, and Cancer, Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini, and Virgo. But this is major arcana. This is different. This is somebody who needed to go internal, someone who had to do some deep self-reflection to figure out how to get that glow on, that light on, to look at the writing on the wall that maybe didn't want to be noticed, or to have that illumination of spirit to at least see the next step ahead. The Hermit is a really wise teacher, but the Hermit can also be a tough ass. If the Hermit is constantly holding up that lantern and saying, come with me, I got my lantern, let's go through the woods and we'll go to the cave together, just follow me, I have the light, and everyone is just always robotically following and never learns to do something on their own. The Hermit is not afraid with that wisdom to be like, sorry I didn't show up today. Remember how many times you saw me turn that inner light on? I think you need to do it yourself today. Because until somebody has that opportunity to be in the dark and figure something out, they don't know that they can follow that inner wisdom. If this is somebody who has absolutely no self-reflection, they're gonna keep looking for somebody else to turn the light switch on, or just follow somebody else's light, when they have a perfectly beautiful spiritual illumination right inside of their own soul. So sometimes solitude is necessary. Sometimes there's a lot going on, either in emotional land or in one's mind or in one's world, where the best thing somebody can do is just disappear, take some time alone, do some meditation. For some, it's active meditation, especially if they don't like to just sit still. You can see me, I'm standing right now. I'm not even sitting in my chair. So maybe it's doing something that you can create, or you can make, or you can draw. You know, doing something kind of physical, going on a walk, and you can still retreat into that introspection and that energy of meditation. If the Hermit is this way, it's too much alone time. And there's so much wisdom to be shared with the world. There's the world of experiences and possibilities out there. But if you stay in the cave for too long, you're never stepping up to bat on those, I don't know, those beautiful spiritual and Four of Wands kind of experiences that your soul is calling you to have, because it's in your destiny. But change, positive changes, have to start within. Then they reflect without. I want to see what's at the bottom of this now. Shattered. I actually think that that's very appropriate, because if somebody is changing their world, somebody is in this energy and vibration where all of a sudden everything starts to move. It's not the same old record again. Even if this doesn't make sense for some of you, and this is just after this alone period together of learning who you are, who you can be, who you are meant to become, and how you will keep elevating and keep growing and keep healing, then maybe this is coming in. Maybe it comes after this independence. Maybe it comes after tearing down the walls of one's heart. Maybe it comes after old habits fall away. Because if this shattered energy is where someone had to literally feel like the earth crumbled around them, their life, their whole world that they know is not going to be the same after a connection, or after this opportunity, or after everything starts to move, and really had to put the pieces back together, the way they're put back together is such a different vibration than it was, that it's not even that you can compare it to an old chapter or a karmic pattern or an old part of who you were, who your ego said you were supposed to be, or who everyone else said you were supposed to be. This is you owning exactly who you are, and exactly who you are is freaking perfect. You're exactly where you should be. Old habits are breaking down, and a new version of them is being revealed. It's funny because here I said, take a bow. I always see like the curtain call, and then instead of it opening up to, you know, a theater with an audience, I do have one of my mystery cards is kind of like that. It's like it opens up, the curtain opens up again, and it's like this portal into the universe that you get to dive into instead. It's so much bigger. So I guess I just mentioned the mystery deck, so let's get a couple. Let's get a couple here. I hope you guys enjoyed this reading so far. It's always interesting when I do the love readings. I'm never exactly sure about all the messages that come through. I feel like it's like this huge download that happens, and I can't even quite, it's like this. Sometimes I feel like my energy is almost like a deer in headlights. Like there's so much that wants to come out, and there's so many different personal situations, but I do feel like there's something about when it's this kind of reading, it being more of a spiritual message than this is what your person is doing right now kind of reading. That's very specific. I feel like that's kind of trivial with something like this. This is a different kind of reading. This is deeper. You know, this is wisdom and faith. I just heard faith restored. So let's get just a couple of mystery messages for you. Ooh, I like that. You got the diamond drill. So maybe somebody was a diamond in the rough, but a diamond is, it's not about the rareness, it's the strength. A diamond is multifaceted, or meant to be reshaped, or its beauty is found after it's reshaped. And it's about clarity, but the strength of the diamond is so strong, the only way to create that shape on a diamond is with another diamond. That's the only thing strong enough to actually work with the diamond. So this is somebody that's just as strong as you. Just as multifaceted as you. And it's that working together, diamond to diamond, that makes something twinkle a little extra. I forgot that card was in there. Codependency is not that. Codependency could be what somebody is breaking down and coming out of. Codependency might not even be your situation at all, especially if you're the Queen of Swords. It's probably not you're like, I don't know what that was, but codependency is also, even if it's codependent on a certain group, family, a job. Codependency can be you relying on a job that you actually hate, but it's stable, and maybe it's too big of a risk to totally get this Wheel of Fortune and world energy and moving, to do something different because it's what you know. It's comfortable, so you go with it. So this is coming through, so somebody gets a little uncomfortable. It could also be that energy with the Hermit, where somebody was always relying on this Hermit's energy. It's up to the Hermit to turn that light off. Sometimes this is a weight, and it's not just completely releasing the weight. Sometimes it's releasing something one umbrella at a time until something feels more in balance. What else? Let's get another one. Ooh, something's gonna happen. That's very specific. There's going to be something happening. I mean, this is a really fast movement. Quick decision. Maybe somebody's making a quick decision in a few days. Maybe in a few days, this destiny kind of energy is going to feel like it's taking you in a different direction. Maybe once something gets started, it only takes a few days to release energies that were keeping somebody on that old cycle or that old record. Maybe somebody has been saving for something special. So I don't think this has ever come out. Or maybe a few days of saving. Maybe it's about saving a couple days alone for yourself or alone with a specific person. Saving for a rainy day or the right day. I just thought of the song by Whitney, Saving All My Love for You. A bubble of protection. I feel like this is God and Source around you, around a specific partnership, or around you until you enter into a specific relationship. Bubble of protection could have been keeping you out and saving you from any weird energies where it would have sort of, I don't know if there was a weird, we're not going to pick that up again, but that shady energy can't penetrate you. So this bubble of protection, even if it felt like in that bubble it was very dark and confusing, might have been exactly that, a bubble. It could also be where somebody is saving for something to protect something that is, or someone that is special beyond comparison. Are you happy? That's a really easy question that can throw somebody off. Are you happy? Is there anything you can change? And this happiness is very much of choice. It's more about, are you joyful? Because happy is kind of neither here nor there. Sometimes you can have a weird ass day over here, and it's just, are you more in that energy of joy? And if it's always a rain cloud, how do you turn on that inner sunshine? If it's somebody whose energy is just never quite satisfied, never quite happy, always kind of feeling stuck or drained, then if there's an attachment to a person like that, it might be part of an old cycle that is being let go of. Because if this is somebody that's only happy when somebody else makes them happy, or only looking for happiness outside of who they are, it's going to be a long road to find that happiness. It's interesting that almost all the old ones, my first cards that I made, are the ones coming out. Staying in a cycle, it was supposed to end. So it's almost like this Wheel of Fortune wants to come in. Somebody was taking a little long inside of the cocoon, or in something that was really pretty dry and boring, watching that same episode on that old TV over and over in the middle of a desert on their hard rock of a beanbag chair. There's a big old opening. All they have to do is stand up and move. But if somebody is choosing to stay in a cycle that they feel was supposed to end, that is choice. And if that is not you, and that is somebody else's choice, that's somebody else's lesson to get through in their own timing, when they are ready. So if these messages are coming through, it is to have awareness of it. This might not be around you. This might be around the person you're thinking about. This might be around you. And somebody has intentions that aren't very pure. They're selfish. They want something. Or they want to take something. They want someone to give. There's some reason that it's not a high vibration here, and they're keeping their intention, which is a low vibration, to themselves. That feels like manipulating energy. That is beautiful. When the Pegasus comes through, that's freedom. That's horsepower. That's a magical being. It's like a unicorn. This will only appear to someone that is pure of heart, truthful and authentic in their intentions. And that is also something that not everybody gets to have. It's like that card, maybe we should use that deck. It says, in order for a deep relationship to be sustainable, it has to have a spiritual connection, a physical connection, mental connection. It has to be well-rounded. If you have something based on friends and lovers, that's a pretty special union, even if it's not that label. So since I thought of this, let's end with one of these. This is the Love Angel. Look at my big old mess. I was doing so good before, keeping organized for you guys. Look at it, and look at it now. All right, so what is one message? And then we'll do one from the universe. You are enough. That's what I saw before. You are enough exactly where you are now. Whatever part of the journey. There's never like, get to that perfect position and then you'll leave that cycle. Or then you'll let that heavy burden go. You know? It's just recognizing you're exactly perfect, exactly who you are. Not what you do, not what you have, you know, not what you've saved for in your life, not even the experiences that you have. It's just being in the now. The person that you are meant to be with, the person you are meant to be with will love you the way you are. You don't need to change. When a change comes, it comes because it's an inner desire. Sometimes it is something that comes through inspiration, but it's not wanting somebody to change or wanting to fix someone or seeing the potential, but staying there until they embody it. It's just allowance. And who you are right now, you have to see if you are around any energies and you are always feeling shattered, you're always feeling confused, then it is a chance for you to clear that confusion by learning who you really are or who you want to become, what you would like to change. But where you are right now, you're already perfect. If this is somebody who believes they have to make all these changes to be with you, I don't think you really are asking anybody to change. You just want to be with someone. And I feel like it is with somebody very special. And it's the simplicity of the spiritual connection. It feels pure. So let's get you a message from the universe. I don't even really know. I feel like I'm so unorganized, guys. Cover that one. If you do feel weird in any way that people are throwing a little shade, just pray. Ask for a little guidance, and you will be given it. One more message from the universe. You have, oh my, we have a couple. All right. Let me get on my readers. Hold on, where are they? I don't even know where my readers are. Uh-oh. All right, I'm going to hold it back. Ready? Oh, yeah. Where is it? Where's your world? A whole new world. I can tell it's late. My voice is a little raspy today. This new chapter in your life is going to require a new way of seeing things and a new way of seeing yourself. It's self-acceptance. Where did that? I don't know where it went. Wherever that love angel went. You can't continue to see and interpret things with the same understanding that you have had until now, no matter what you face or how you feel. See it all from a higher perspective. Don't be afraid to say, I love you, or thank you, to those who deserve to hear it. Don't be scared of embarrassing yourself and appearing soppy. Where is that King of Cups? But sometimes that King of Cups is somebody who does try to come across as strong, even though they feel a lot inside. These are so messy right now. Here he is. Or a message of appreciation. You will only ever regret not saying it. Even for weird situations that you went through, or people that had shady vibrations, or were always here, not in happy, but in puss face land. It's still appreciation for those because you learned something from every dynamic you went through, every cycle that you ever went through. So even those weird ones, if you were in this energy of true appreciation and gratitude towards all of it, it's like it puts you in such a high vibration for more beautiful to come. And just even if more weird comes, because 'tis life, it's not easy down here, you still know the way you are going to get through it has changed because you have changed. Just because something is not happening right now does not mean that it will never happen. Divine timing. is at play. Be patient, trust the process, and in the meantime, put on a good song and dance. Get out there and do something in the world you always wanted to do. Jump on your amazing Pegasus magical unicorn and go on a ride. Make the changes necessary for anybody in your life you don't feel like you really vibe around. What can you do in a couple of days that you're going to be so excited thinking about doing, and or you can do today, and even in a few days you're still thinking and talking about that experience because it was one of those moments. Go after more of those moments. And with this, I bid you adieu. Thank you for being here on my big old messaroo. I love you so much. Thank you for joining me here and connecting with me and being part of my soul family. I love you so much, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Bye.